We got Gators Breakdown here. We know we're business.
Gators Breakdown, because there's never a dull moment in Gator Nation.
The Gators Breakdown podcast is ready to go. I'm your host, David Waters. You can find me on social media at GatorDave_SEC. And if you're watching the YouTube version, you can already see we got a special guest right here through Florida Victorious Gators offensive lineman Jason Zandamela joining us right here all the way from the Bahamas. So, Jason, hopefully you get to enjoy the scenery a little bit. But what do you guys have going on, you, Florida Victorious, there in the Bahamas?
Oh, well, firstly, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity for having me on the podcast. And also like to thank Florida Victorious for bringing me out here so I can impact their community and help out with charity work and just be an impact to these kids out here.
So you're still considered an international student, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the rules are a little bit different. I know that, but it's really good that Florida Victorious is still finding ways for you to capitalize on your name, image, and likeness.
Yes, sir. And that's big. Like, not a lot of schools are doing what, not a lot of collectives are doing what Florida Victorious is doing with our national students, and I really appreciate them for doing it.
So how does that work? I mean, I know you get to talk to the other football players and other student athletes that are a part of Florida Victorious, but without going too deep into it, just how is it different being an international student and the limitations that you have, and it is really a positive impact that Florida Victorious is finding a way to help you guys.
I mean, besides all the NIL stuff, like, I don't really see myself as an international player, but like, I can't really help out the community as much in Gainesville because of the whole NCAA rules. So I have to go overseas or to a different country to do it.
Okay. Everybody, hey, look, you can really help us out through here. You can help what Florida Victorious is doing, what these players are doing. You can be the difference as well. For the first time ever, you can directly impact the outcome on the field by joining Florida Victorious. You want to help the Gators win? You want a better game day experience? Well, just like when you pack the swamp for those big games, your unwavering support through Florida Victorious empowers the Gators to be their best. So join today and be the difference in making the orange and blue victorious. Get 20% off your first month using promo code GatorsBD. Help these players out right here through Florida Victorious, doing great work in Gainesville and all around the world right here through Florida Victorious. Hey, and one more time, do not forget what Florida Victorious has going on for Gator fans. This giveaway, the all expenses paid trip, Florida versus Texas. You get 2 tickets to the game, hotel accommodations, much, much more. Make sure you get in that if you want to take that trip to Austin for the big game versus the Longhorns. So let's continue the conversation right here with Jason as we will kind of switch gears a little bit. And Jason, you have a pretty unique story. A native of Mozambique, Africa.
Yes, sir.
A former rugby player. You had never even heard of football until you come to America. So first of all, what brought you to America, and how in the world did you get into American football?
So my brother, so I went to boarding school in South Africa for a little bit, and then my brother actually came out here to just do normal school, and then he picked up football, and then he picked up a couple of offers. So like, my parents wanted the same opportunity for me. So then they reached out to the coach at Clearwater Academy, Coach Jesse Chinchar, and then he was like, yeah, we'll gladly have him, bring him on over. Like, and then I was on the flight mid-COVID, went to Clearwater. And then my freshman year, I had no clue at all what I was doing. Couldn't even get in the stands. And then Coach Dan Meyer, my mentor, and Coach Kyler Johnson, they really were the building blocks of my game right now. Like, they brought so much out of me and all the potential I could get in high school. And now I'm playing at a higher level. So it's pretty much how it went down.
So would you say the switch flipped a little bit from your freshman to sophomore season?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because it got to my sophomore season, like, I was battling a couple injuries, but I was still learning the game, but I ended up starting over 2 seniors at guard.
At guard?
Yes, sir.
And you eventually moved to center, right?
Yeah, I moved to center my junior year.
Okay. So how was that transition? And actually, just what was the transition to America like? What was, you coming there, you at least had some inkling of football because of your brother, but how long did it take you to kind of get ingrained into the American culture?
I mean, I've always wanted to be an American since I was in Africa, so I watch a lot of American TV.
Okay.
I try to get rid of my accent as fast as possible when I was still there, all of that. So the transition was pretty smooth, and I feel like I'm pretty good at meeting new people and making new friends. So the transition was very easy for me.
And then the transition from guard to center, what I guess what kind of sparked that? Was that something your coaches saw that was a better fit for the team, or would this end up helping you out more?
Oh, so my junior year, I picked up a couple offers my sophomore year, but my coach, my mentor, Coach Dan, he kept on saying colleges don't recruit guards, they recruit centers. But we had a senior at center, so I had to try and beat him out. And then we were playing a scrimmage, and then he ended up breaking his leg. So then I kind of had to fill in the spot.
And it worked out.
Right.
So before we move on to more football, I got to say, what was the first American food you fell in love with?
The first thing I ate when I landed was Chick-fil-A. So I'll probably say Chick-fil-A was very good.
Just had it for supper last night. So, I mean, it's hard to be
wrong with Chick-fil-A.
Have you heard of Chick-fil-A before you got there?
Nope.
Oh, so you had no idea what you were getting into?
No idea. I just saw it and I was like, I want that.
And you were hooked?
Yep.
How many times do you eat Chick-fil-A a week now?
I don't even be going out to eat like that anymore.
Okay. Good point. Hey, honestly, that's what we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
You do have to spoil yourself every now. So once a month, maybe?
Maybe over the weekend, I'll go to Chick-fil-A, maybe Raising Cane's when I'm back in Clearwater with my family.
Gotcha.
But
it's hard to beat Chick-fil-A.
100%.
So you were talking about the journey a little bit, and I'm sure, first of all, you had to get used to the game of football, but you mentioned pretty early on you were getting some offers. I'm pretty sure you had no idea what you were getting into with major college football recruiting.
100%.
Yeah. So, and you shot up the rankings. You became a 4-star recruit, in this past 2024 cycle. And you were touted as the number 1 interior offensive lineman in the country by 24/7 Sports, ESPN, and Rivals. Just talk about the recruiting process and the way, it kind of happened in a short window for you. Was it a little hard to, get your feet under you with trying to adjust to the game of football, trying to adjust America, but all this recruiting coming at you as well?
Yeah. I mean, I had my coach, my position coach in high school, pretty much by my side. It made it a pretty smooth process. It wasn't really that complicated. I was getting used to learning the game of football, but I was also looking for where I want to spend the next 4 years of my career at. And then got to the point where I committed early, and then I just focused on, perfecting my game.
You mentioned you committed early, and originally that was to USC.
Yes, sir.
Over Florida State this past cycle. And it didn't seem like Florida was in the mix, but you stayed at USC only for a few months. So first of all, let's go there. What made you hit the transfer portal away from USC?
So I was battling homesickness, and I'm not really the type of person to, go out there and make it known that I'm, not feeling good right now. I always have a smile on my face and try to bring happiness to everyone. But I was battling that for at least 3 months, which was bad. And then spring break came by, and then went back to Clearwater beside my family, and I was like, maybe I want to be closer to them. So I go back to Southern Cal. I start speaking to the coaches about it, and at the end of the day, they said, whatever is best for you, we want you to be happy. We don't want you to be at a place that you're not going to be happy at. So,
Jason, should have asked this earlier, but is all your family or most of your family in Clearwater? Did they come with you in 2020?
No, it's actually complicated. I call them they're like my Florida family.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because my dad, my brother is in Jackson State right now, but my dad is in Africa still.
Okay. I knew the family side of it and the homesickness side of it. And I wanted our audience to hear, but I wasn't sure the dynamic there. So
Yeah.
we got that clear now. So then you visit Florida. You mentioned spring break comes, and I know you visit Florida in late April, commit about a week later. What was it about Florida this time around that maybe wasn't in the plans the first time around?
So the first time around, like, it was late in my recruiting. Like, I already had a couple schools. Like, I had my top 5 already, and then Florida offered. So I didn't really pay much attention to it because I already had stuff written down for that top 5. I didn't really do my evaluation and like looking at the pros and the cons of, the University of Florida. But then and towards the transfer portal cycle, it was between UCF and Florida. And I really got to dig deep and build a connection with both coaches. And then at the end of the day, I just ended up picking Florida because that's the one that felt right to me.
Well, we are certainly glad you did, and can't wait to, how was it not being able to go through spring at Florida? Now you come in kind of late in this with this transfer portal cycle, almost like a few other true freshmen who come in during the summer. So of course not everybody got to go through spring, but at least you were kind of in the motions a little bit early. What did you take away from maybe what you heard or what you taught the players from spring and now getting ready for fall camp?
Yeah, I took away that you got to work day in, day out. Like I came in like kind of late. I came in like every other freshman, but I made sure that I was in shape so I wouldn't have to focus on getting in shape so I could, practice and do all of that. So I made sure I came in shape. And then I just made sure I'm always in the playbook, like always in the playbook, trying to learn the whole playbook before fall camp, because not knowing the plays when you're on the field is a whole different story. Like, I don't want to get in trouble for that. So,
of course, I'm sure the coaching staff had a lot to do with your decision as well. Coach Napier, and then, of course, the 2 offensive line coaches, Rob Sale, Jonathan DeCoster. What's been your relationship with Napier and the offensive line coaches?
It's been very tight. Like, they brought me in. They said, we're going to take care of you. Like, Coach DeCoster is really intrigued with my arm length. So he always tells me, like, set to strike, like strike fast as possible. Like, and Coach Sell is a phenomenal coach. Like, he always looks at the little details that may or may not impact my game.
And so when you went through your visit and you were trying to make your decision, did they show you how you would be used? Would it be, because kind of going back to your high school, is it a guard center combo? Is it they just want you concentrating on one position? What were they selling you about how you'll be used in positions at Florida?
I mean, when I was going through tape with them, I was going through center tape, but I'm a versatile offensive lineman. So wherever they need me, like, I could go play.
So, okay, so maybe leaning towards center since that's what they were showing you, but if they needed you other places, you're more than well equipped.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. And look, and I know you probably coming in, player relationship had a lot to do with this too. What players on the roster have taken you in so far and kind of put you under their wing, kind of showing you what Florida is about?
I'd say Rod Kearney. Rod Kearney's been a big part. I went in the transfer portal. And then I was in conversation with him, and Najee Harris, I went in the portal too. I was talking to him a bunch. Just those two really made me want to come here as well.
Man, if I had to guess, Roderick Kearney was going to be one of them. So I was glad to hear. I'm up here in Jacksonville, so he was right outside in the Orange Park. So I got to know about him being in the same area. But he was one. It kind of the same thing with the center guard thing. He had kind of started at center and played in the spring game last year at the center spot, but now also can play that guard spot as well. So get some versatility on the interior of the offensive lineman there. The Gators are now with Jason Zandamela, guys like Roger Kearney, Najee Harris, a lot of young players there. And Jason, I'm glad you're ingrained with those. What kind of player is Florida getting in Jason Zandamela?
Florida's getting a hard worker, a very smart player, a talented player, a player that's not scared to make mistakes and learn from them. He's going to work hard every single day and make sure he gets better every day.
And if you had to break down your game, what do you do well, and what do you want to improve on?
Right now, I really have to improve on pretty much everything because it's a different level. But I would say pin and pull. Like anytime I run pin and pull, that's my thing. Like, because I love pulling, I love running off the ball and blocking. Like, pin and pull is definitely my thing.
Awesome. Let's have a little bit of fun here before we let you go. I might know the answer to this already because of the previous conversation we had, but what would be your dream NIL deal?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, there we go. So now we got to find Chick-fil-A, and those commercials where they're in the white room and on the couch and stuff. We got to find a way to get that done now.
100%.
Are you a video gamer?
Sometimes. I don't really have a console anymore.
Okay. So, but we do have the release of the college football game coming soon.
Yep, I'm definitely going to be playing that.
Okay. So, I don't know with your situation, your NIL situation and all that, were you able to put yourself in the game?
Yes, I was able to put myself in the game.
Awesome. I wasn't sure, knowing your international student status. I just put that together in my head if there was any differences with players like in your situation. But
yeah,
now,
they had a little setting that said, "Are you an international student?" And I just said yes.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're in there then. So when we're playing in the game in a couple of days, we'll be able to see Jason Zandamela in the game.
Yes, sir.
Is that reverberating through the roster and the team right now about getting this video game back? Because it's been about a decade since we've had a college football video game. Are you guys excited about it?
Oh yeah, we're all excited. Because I think we also get the game a little early.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get to play it a little bit before everyone plays it. Like the whole locker room's excited for it.
That was my next question. I was going to ask if you guys got to play it yet. So I guess not yet. A pretty fun question I like to ask all the players: if Billy Napier gave you the choice to choose the uniform combo for a game, what uniform combo you going with? What color helmet? What color jersey? What color pants?
All black, easy.
All black. Okay. You like that look?
I love that look.
I like that more than I thought I would. Like, I was all for black jerseys, but I wanted like some new design. Not necessarily like the traditional jersey. Just switch them to black. I wanted some new crazy. Well, not necessarily crazy, but just some different look. But I did like what they threw out there last year a lot more than I thought I would.
Yes, sir.
And look, we know Coach Napier likes black. He's always wearing black.
That is true.
I know there's some Gator fans like, what's it going to take to get Billy in orange and blue on the sideline instead of black? But it's we always see him in black.
Yep.
Jason, anything else about you want Gator Nation to know that maybe I haven't went through yet?
I feel like I went through it all pretty much. Yeah,
think so too. How long are you guys in the Bahamas?
We're here for about 3 nights.
Oh, nice. So, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to that you guys are doing, or is there a certain place you're going to, or a certain event that you guys are doing?
Yes, we're going to Lenda, Bahamas. It's like a little, I think, school or something. I'm not too sure yet, but I know we're going to be talking to kids and everything. Pretty much telling them our story of how we went from, for example, I'm with Enoch right now, like England to here and Africa to here. Like, anything is possible, and they should just keep on believing in themselves. Awesome. So yeah, certainly glad to have you on board in orange and blue. Certainly glad Florida Victorious is helping you guys and your NIL and really strengthening that angle to it. Jason Zandamela, thank you so much for joining me right here on Gators Breakdown. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.